Hello, welcome to my updated review of SlimKat. This is Android 4.4.4, and this is more specifically, this is August 6th build 2014. There is a new build out today. Obviously did not test it, but I will check out the logcat later to see what changes were made. Overall, this is a very stable ROM. It's very daily driverable, if you will. If you like Modi, the stability that Modi offers, you'll get a lot of that here because this is using Dr. 87's kernel. I did not test other kernels. There is that one in the Veneer ROM form that's a custom door mix kernel for AOSP. I did not test it. I stick with the kernel provided for this ROM review. Issues I observed for this ROM, well, the same ones I got from Modi, mostly. The camera, the Google camera, seems to crash occasionally when using it. Even when it crashed, though, if you just hit OK and then reopened it, it worked just fine. It wasn't a big deal, never missed a shot, but it was just noticeable a couple times, and it's very random. Other than that, though, everything else seemed to work pretty good. We're going to go through the settings here. Your tethering works. Your customizations are going to be located here in your advanced settings. There are some more. We'll talk about that later. Battery icon, here you go. First up, you can change your battery icon. This is something you're used to seeing. Notification and quick settings. These are laid out just real quick. These settings are laid out a bit different than other ROMs I've tested before. Here's your heads up notification area where you can customize your heads up notification. Always expand, show updates, show at the bottom, snooze timer, and timeout. So you can actually make your heads up notification show up down here at the bottom. Hide notification labels, custom carrier label, notification transparency, shortcut, enable notification reminders, tiles and layout. Okay. And yes, you see shake events, and they do work. Quick pull down, that's here. Smart pull down here. Quick collapse. Style. And background. And as you can see here, I did enable a custom background image. Status bar, clock and date, brightness control. Interestingly enough, I did not locate a setting to allow your status bar to always be visible when in immersive mode. It's either you get them both or you get none. Or you get this and you get pi. Navigation, global menu, okay, that's for your power button. Navigation bar, these do work. I am, as you see here, using the navigation bar. I'm using it with 5 buttons. Slim Pi, that works. Shake events, again, like I said, that works. I disabled it. Just wasn't really using it, and it kind of felt weird. Slim OTA and Slim Sizer. Slim Sizer allows you to uninstall APKs from the ROM. Very nice, very convenient. Scrolling through here, and let's see. Sound. Your sound is laid out a little bit differently. You have to go into advanced options to get to quiet hours. And the rest is things that you're used to. One thing to notice, though, is that there's no place in here to enable reorientate volume buttons. But they do reorientate in the ROM when you go to landscape mode. And that's your customizations. There is some more right here in security. You got your blacklist, which is very nice. You can block incoming calls, messages from people you don't want to get them from. You got your privacy guard there, also very nice to see included. Your theme style, talking about your lock screen style. There is no CM theme manager in here. There's no CyanogenMod theme manager in here. You got your shake events there. You got your widgets. Keep scrolling down. This is where you'll find your ability to enable the advanced reboot menu. Device administrator, and the rest of the stuff is all what you can expect, but that's located somewhere different now than you would look for in other ROMs. And of course, you got some settings here for your lock screen. So let's talk about performance. Overall, I gotta say this is a very good performing ROM. Just like Modi, temperatures didn't seem to be a problem. Of course, you know, as any AOSP based ROM, it does get warm. But it does not seem to get as warm as some other ROMs I've tested in the past that may be on the Jelly Bean sources. This is, of course, on the KitKat sources because it is based off Dr. 87's work. Scrolling, you can see here, it's pretty fluid, pretty responsive. I did not have any scroll lag or micro lag that I could notice. I hope this is transitioning pretty well here on camera, but it is very fluid, even in Tap-A-Talk, which is an app notorious for micro lag. There is no Omni switch. Some features that I found were missing would be things like the again, Omni switch, the signage and Monthly Manager, no lock screen notifications, and the double tap on the lock screen to turn the phone off did not seem to work, and I could not find any place to enable it. But other than that, the ROM comes at a DPI of 370 automatically when you install it, and that's fine. I did not have any problems with the Play Store. It installed all the apps without any incident. However, if you did encounter any problems, you could just use an app called TextDroider, which is right here, and you could very easily change that back to 480, hit apply, reboot, go back into the Play Store. You might have to wipe the data in the Play Store, which again, this is super easy to do. Go down here, go to your apps, go to all, find your Google Play Store, click here, clear data. It's pretty simple. And then go here, clear data, go back into the Play Store, and boom, you should be able to get your apps. I didn't have that problem, but I did see that as a solution in case that you do. Alright, so let's talk about battery life and benchmarks. This is not a battery drain test. This was something I did overnight. I unplugged it 9 hours, 56 minutes overnight into the morning, started using it lightly, and I noticed that I had some significant battery drain. This was on the first install and the first night of being used, and I noticed there was some significant long periods of wake lock here, and that's only with 28 minutes of screen on time. What it was Google Plus. So just so you know, that was an issue. What I ended up doing is I actually used the app uninstaller, uninstall Google Plus, reinstall Google Plus, and that wake lock and battery drain did go away. Now here we are, 11 hours. I did not recharge this. I did plug it in to copy some files back and forth for the phone, and we got 2 hours, 57 minutes of screen on time. We still had 37% battery life left. Looking at the wake locks here, and again, there are 10:13, the usual suspect there. 19 hours, 54 minutes, 17 seconds off the charger, 8% battery life left, 3 hours and 57 minutes of screen on time. And you can see here I was really trying to kill this guy. Maybe 30 minutes, maybe. Not the best battery life there, but at least you're breaking the 4-hour marker there. Again, that's the wake locks. On Dalvik, from a fresh install, 26,610 on the Antutu benchmark, and then here we go again. And I want to show you this little icon here. That's the quiet hours icon. Something small, but I kind of like it. Hadn't seen any of my other ROMs I've tested before. We have 30% battery life left at this point. We're at 13 hours 50 minutes off the charger. We have 3 hours and 45 minutes screen on time. Again, we still have 30% battery life left. This is about what we were expecting, so let the ROM settle in and you'll see you will be rewarded. Here's another battery drain test. We're at 23 hours 48 minutes off the charger. We're at 8% battery life left. We have 4 hours and 23 minutes of screen on time. To note, I did install the new Crazy Taxi game, and I was playing that quite a bit, checking it out, and so that probably attributed some of the battery drain here. Here's your benchmark, 31,906. Just a little bit shy of the LG G2's normal benchmark. Still not bad, not terrible by any means. And that is on ART, by the way, and so is this last battery drain test. GPS worked without incident. I did use it. It tracked just fine. There was maybe a moment where it got lost and thought I was actually following its directions when I wasn't. My fault, but it did, after about 10 seconds, re-figure out that it wasn't tracking me and then got right back on. Nothing that caused any issue, just noticed that. ART versus Dalvik. I did change to ART late in the game because I was reading in the forums some problems people were reporting with ART, so I was a little bit hesitant until I dug in and realized that it must be whatever they're using on their phone, because I had no issues with ART that I didn't have with the Dalvik. and art does, as it transitions, or as it translates into the benchmark, does seem a little bit smoother. A2DP, that worked no problem. It worked great. It even allowed my Forward Touch to handle the text messaging, which was excellent. So you get text messages over your head unit. It does share the metadata no problem with my Forward Touch and with the Kia Uvo system. Synced first time every time. I did not have any Bluetooth crashes or any phone reboots or any random lockups due to Bluetooth. Real quick, we're going to go ahead and do our power off, power on test, talk about the form. So let's power this bad boy off and see how long it takes for it to turn back on. Get the timer ready. Alright, real quick, the form is rather large, or relatively large. It's not as large as some other ones. It's at 2,439 posts as of this video. I am a fan of the SlimKat simplicity in their boot menu, or their boot animation. It is enjoyable and pleasing to the eye. Search, people. Alright, I think I stopped it a little bit late. We're about 23 and some change there. Most people are commenting or asking questions about the camera force closing. Again, this is a known MODI issue in Dr. 87's kernel sources, so it is known. GPS, and again, I had no problems with GPS. I had no reason to have any kind of fixes or implement any fixes. I had that one time it got lost. It got right back within 10 seconds. Not a big deal. After that, it tracked just fine. And of course, people complaining about the absent CyanogenMod theme engine. Well, you know what? It's not CyanogenMod. So last I had checked on their Google Plus page, they were working on some form of theme manager that's going to be their own, and more power to them. I hope it is compatible with the CyanogenMod theme engine, though, because there are a lot of theme choices for that ROM, or that particular theme engine. Search the thread, guys. It's not very long, and most of your relative information is going to be in the last 5 pages. I went back and checked myself since I've switched over to the new sources. If you have any questions about this ROM that I did not cover in this video, please ask. Check my other videos, check my comments. I try to get back to you as soon as I can. I keep a baseline backup of this ROM, which is a very simple backup with very few apps and no customizations, so I can always go back to it and test things out for you. If you found this video useful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks, and I hope you found this video helpful.